Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
Get ready. This summer, the Arena League Sports is on ASAP Network. Tune in live on either the Tiki Live or Roku app, as well as your smart home TV.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. I'm Chris, joined by Greg. Like usual, got quite a bit of stuff to go through today. Had the NBA playoffs last night. Series are starting to get closer.
Yeah.
And then also had some NFL news with Ryan Tannehill saying that he ain't no mentor. Basically, came out and said he said some other things too. But that was one of the things he said that was like, why would you even have to say that? But we'll talk about that. Major League Baseball's through their first month of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Worst team in the league is the Cincinnati Reds. That's one thing we've learned in the first month of the season anyway.
No, Cincinnati's the worst team. Yeah.
How you doing today, Greg?
I'm doing good, man. It's a great day, Chris. No basketball tonight, sadly, but still other games on and baseball and stuff. So, and
it's kind of a light day in baseball as well. I think there's only like 7 or 8 baseball or 8 or 9 baseball games today.
Yeah.
So and the Reds are playing right now. They do that on Thursdays. A lot have afternoon games. So this evening, I think from 7 o'clock on, there's only like 6 baseball games on because of the afternoon games today.
Everybody decided to take the day off, I guess. So yeah.
But well, you want to start in the NBA?
Yeah, sure.
First game we had last night was Sixers and Heat.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think about that game? Other than James Harden didn't show up again.
This has become a sad trend for James Harden. He had 20 points, but he had to put up 15 shots for it. At this point, Tyrese Maxey is better than James Harden. I mean, let's just call it, let's call a spade. I mean, James Harden is on the decline of his career. So with him not being able to score 30, ironically, the first 2 games, everybody else has done what they needed to do. Tyrese Maxey has done what he's supposed to do. Tobias Harris has done what he's needed to do. Everybody's doing their part but James Harden. And he's the key part of this thing working without Embiid playing. So without Embiid, the Sixers are about to get swept. Now, we don't know if Embiid is going to come back for this next game. All signs are pointing to yes, he's going to probably play. They're going to need him. If they have any chance of coming back in this series, they need Joel Embiid because James Harden just isn't doing it. Is he scoring more than what Ben Simmons did last year? Yeah, he's giving you 20 instead of 2 or 4. But that's not enough to get them past the Miami Heat.
No, especially when James Harden's supposed to be the number 2 player on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing like the number 3, number 4 player on that team. He's not
exactly.
He's trying to facilitate too much. I understand you're trying to get your guys involved, But when you don't have Embiid, you have to go back to how you played in Houston and don't worry about facilitating. You got to take the game over.
Exactly.
To me, he didn't even haven't even tried to take the game over. It's more passing the ball. And to me, the Sixers got tired. The first half they were right there, and in that second half they were out of steam.
And that's the second straight game.
If Embiid don't play game 3, is there even a reason to bring him out for game 4?
Yeah, if they go down 3-0, then you might as well just let him sit out. This is the game. They need him for game 3. I know he wants to play, so if he can give any kind of effort, he's gonna try and play. So this is their season, and we'll see. If Embiid does play that game 3, I give the Sixers a more than a puncher's chance, because just him being on the floor is going to give the Sixers the kind of a confidence boost. So they can win that game 3, and then we'll see what happens in a game 4. But it is a must win for them coming up.
Yes, I agree. And it doesn't sound like Embiid's real close to coming back, because reports I heard yesterday say he still like yesterday was the first day he could actually use his phone, because the light off the phone was causing him problems from that concussion.
Oh, okay.
So if he's still that far away, it might. I mean, Fridays. I mean, that's just one more day, and you play, right? They play Friday, I think, don't they?
I believe it's either Friday or Saturday. I can check real quick. It is Friday, yeah. So tomorrow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's not a whole lot of time. And concussions are tricky. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I was never a pro athlete, but I've been an athlete, and I've had a concussion before, and I know how it feels, and it can take time to come back, even when you do come back, to feel like yourself again.
Exactly.
Depending on how severe the concussion is.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there is no answer for a Bam. Sixers cannot hold Bam. He dominated the post again. Jimmy Butler had 22. Tyler Hero, he does what he does. He had 18 coming off the bench. Victor Oladipo had 19 coming off the bench. So everybody on the Heat is doing something, and that makes a team hard to beat when everybody can score. So without Embiid, this is looking like a sweep.
Yeah, I think Oladipo, as the Heat keep advancing, I think he could really be the X factor for the Heat, because he's a player. A lot of people forgot he was even with the Heat anymore, because I think he missed some of the regular season. But he's came back and he's fit right in with them guys, and he plays decent defense. But he's a guy that can give you 20 to 25 points a night especially if he gets going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they already have Hero coming off the bench that does that on a regular basis, gives you 25 to 30. And if you have Oladipo adding another 19 or 20, they're going to be tough to beat with the starters they have. Like you said, Bam's doing what he wants.
Yeah. The only thing I will say about the Heat is, as they advance, it looks like they're going to advance on to the conference finals. Whoever they play, the Bucks or the Celtics, they can't have these slow starts that they had against Philly. That's the only critical thing that I'm seeing. If you get off to a slow start against the Bucks or the Celtics, it's going to be a long night for you. As good as Miami is, the Bucks and Celtics are, because Embiid being out, they're better than the Sixers. So avoid those slow starts in the next round. But other than that, the Heat are going to be a tough out.
Let's move on to the other game that was last night, Mavs and Suns. Do the Mavericks have a chance in this series? I mean, Luka's doing everything he can. Nobody's joining the party with him.
Nobody. It's
And I mean, they were more competitive in last night's game than they were in game one. The score, I know the score don't show that, but the Mavs fell apart at the end of that game last night. That was a close game going into the fourth quarter, and then second half that fourth quarter, the Suns just went crazy.
Yeah, a better game. Ayton only had 9 points. I don't know if that's a better defense by Kleba or if Ayton was just having a off night, but that's one difference from a game one. But D-Book does what he does. He had 30. CP3 had 28. Phoenix isn't going to be beat if D-Book and Chris Paul are getting each 30. I mean, that's going to be it's going to be hard to beat Phoenix. Doncic is doing everything, and it reminds me of when Iverson was carrying Philly in 2001. But at least Allen Iverson had somebody that could do something. I mean, this is getting to a point where no one is showing up for Dallas. Brunson isn't showing up. Dinwiddie's not showing up. So Luka can drop 35, 40, but if nobody else is going to get 20, 25, or 30, they can't score enough points. That's the issue right now. So Luka is doing everything, but without no help. I mean, I think Dallas will win one of their home games, so I don't think it'll be a sweep. But other than that one game, I don't see how they come back in and win this series. Phoenix will have to just totally choke for Dallas to be able to win this series.
Yeah, I don't even know if they'll win a game. I mean, they kind of look like the Sixers in a way. In the first half, they was right there, hang with them, but then as the second half goes on, it's just like they get tired.
They get tired, yeah.
I think because they're expending so much energy on defense, trying to stop the Suns, that they're getting fatigued, and then that affects their offense. I think that's one of the reasons that's only Doncic that's going off, is because the other guys they're just tired.
Yeah, and Doncic, he was getting tired towards the end too, and Chris Paul started doing his moves and shaking them and all that stuff. So, kind of showing them like, hey, I know that you're good, but you're still not on my level yet, son. So, but I mean, he's doing all that he can, and I feel kind of bad for Luka because nobody else is helping. And even if he did drop, let's say he dropped 50 in game 3, maybe that's still not enough because nobody else is doing anything. That's how bad it is for him there.
Dallas better get him some help, or I could see him be demanding to get out of there before too long if they don't get some help around him.
Yeah, he's the one. Well, he wanted.
I mean, you got the guy that's probably
there. So.
You got the guy that's probably the new face of going to be the new face of the league.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
On his way to be the best player in the world, and if you don't put somebody around him, he's not going to stay. Yeah, like you said, they got rid of Carlisle, which I didn't understand. I guess because him and Carlisle didn't get along was the whole reason they got rid of Carlisle. But I was like, Carlisle's a good coach. What?
Very good. Yes.
Yep. And I mean, nothing against Kidd, but Kidd hasn't really been proven as a coach to be bringing him in over to replace Carlisle like that. So I was like, okay, but I don't know. They're gonna have to bring in another star to help him, or I don't see him being in Dallas too much longer.
Yeah, and it's gonna be up to Luka. Luka has to start kind of getting people on his own, I guess. Call up people or have meetings. Hey, Donovan Mitchell, you wanna team up, or or Braun, you want to team up, or so he's got to kind of do his own, too, as far as that part. But
well, Barkley made a comment last night that I found interesting. He said, talking about how great Luka is, they said, look, the next step Luka needs to take is being able to play off the ball. He said, because he's so ball dominant. And he said, if you look, all the stars that are ball dominant, that were ball dominant like that, eventually had to learn how to play off the ball as well, so you can get your teammates involved more. So that's something interesting. That could be something. I mean, Barkley does have a point there. If he gets where he's a little bit better at facilitating and not always having the ball in his hand and can play off the ball some, that's going to make not only him better, but the team a lot better.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah. Learning how to play off the ball, moving without the ball. So
you don't have the ball, he's not moving. He's usually just
he's just standing there. Yeah.
Pass it to me.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd be like, well, Luka, you want to move around, or you want to set a screen or something? But as the years go on, I think he'll get better as far as moving without the ball. It takes time. He's used to playing that way. When you're used to playing one way for such a long time, it takes a while to kind of learn how to do something different. So
look how many years he's played that way in his country where he's from, because he was by far the best player there. So they just kept giving him the ball. I mean, if you watched them in the Olympics, that was their whole offense. Give Luka the ball.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Yep. But the Suns are going to win this series. It's just a matter of, is it going to be a sweep or is it going to take 5? I can see Luka doing his normal 45, something like that. They can squeak by and win game 3. But other than that, I don't see how this series goes longer than 5.
Yeah, if they don't win game 3, I think it'll be a sweep.
Oh yeah. If they don't win game 3, then it's sweep.
Let's talk about. I know they didn't play last night, but let's touch on the other 2 series, because
sure,
we didn't get to talk about it yesterday. But you had the Bucks and the Celtics.
Yep.
Bucks dominated game 1, and then the Celtics came out in game 2 and just dominated game 2 basically from the get-go.
Yeah, they sure did.
They shot the lights out of the ball.
No.
I think they had 9 or 10. They hit like 8 or 9 3-pointers in the first quarter. They were they were on fire. Made this look like it's going to be a lot more competitive series than what it did in game 1. But the Bucks done their job. They won 1 game in Boston.
Yep.
I mean, so the Bucks aren't going back feeling terrible about themselves. I still think the Bucks win this series, but I just don't see Boston shooting that good again, or every game, and the Bucks shooting as bad as they did. Kind of like in game 1, Boston shot terrible. I didn't expect them to shoot that bad the rest of the series, so I figured it'd be more competitive. I don't see the Bucks shooting as bad as they did, and the Celtics hitting like 65% of their shots.
Right. Yeah, it was a better shooting night for the Celtics. They still shot a lot of threes. So they shot 43 threes, but you make 20 of them. So that makes up for the other in game 1. You shot 50 and only made, I think it was 10. So that is a 30-point difference there. But Milwaukee, they did what they needed to do. They got 1 in Boston. So if they can now hold their end as far as winning their winning their home games, then Milwaukee will be in very good shape. Could I see Boston winning a game in Milwaukee? Yeah. I had a feeling this series will go 7. Even after the Bucks dominated game 1, I still felt like the series was going to be long. So and I still think that. So I still see it going, 6-7 games.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
The Bucks have to play better defense. I mean, you can't let them hit 23 pointers.
Yeah, that's way too much. Yeah,
and a lot of them was wide open looks too.
Mm-hmm.
But the game let's move on to the other game, because the one I'm interested in talking about is the Warriors and the Grizzlies.
It's getting chippy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time for people to quit overlooking the Grizzlies. All year I've heard people, oh yeah, they're good, but they're not contenders. Hey, with the way John Morant's playing right now, this team could very well beat Golden State. I have Golden State winning the series still.
Yeah.
I'm not panicking yet, but something I do think is going to affect Golden State a lot is losing Gary Payton.
Yeah,
because man, he's one of their better defenders, especially a guy that they've been putting on Morant that actually can slow him down a little bit. You have Thompson too. I mean, Payton's another guy, so then Thompson don't wear himself out. Without having his defensive presence, and just, man, he's all over the court. He's everywhere. He finds the ball. I think that could come back to really hurt the Warriors. And it sucked how he done it. He done it trying to reach out to catch himself when he falls.
Yeah.
And anybody that's played any sports knows that's one of the first things you're taught.
Yeah.
If you're falling, don't stick your arms out.
Don't stick your arm out. Yeah.
I was a wrestler, so we were taught that real young. When you're getting taken down, don't stick your arm out, try to brace yourself. Just hit the mat and work back up.
Yeah, take it.
So, and you could tell when he stuck that arm out the way he landed, you could tell it was bad as soon as he hit. Because you could see that arm just buckle.
Yeah. It's getting chippy out there in this series.
Oh yeah, Draymond has to go get stitches. Who was it? Brooks got thrown out.
Got thrown out, and Draymond is flipping off the crowd, and there. So this is like a throwback 90s type of feel now with the Warriors and Grizzlies. This has been a fun series, and we've just had 2 games so far. Here's what I take away from it, though. As good as Ja played, he had 47. Memphis still only won by 5.
And the Warriors aren't going to shoot that bad on a regular basis. They shot terrible in game 2.
Right, exactly. So
Clay and Steph combined were like 8 for 30 or something like that, if I remember right. I know it wasn't good.
I'm looking at it right here. So they were 16 out of 44.
Yeah.
So
that's not going to happen very often. That both of them are that off.
Yeah, exactly. So Memphis, it was a must win for them. They were able to get it. I still feel confident in Golden State. And if I'm Steve Kerr, I'm like, hey, our 2 best guys shot 16 for 44, and we only lost by 5. So it took Ja being Superman for Memphis to win the game. So,
and even in game 1, Ja had to be Superman for Memphis to be right there.
Exactly. So I feel good if I'm Steve Kerr. Here's the thing now. In the Minnesota series, Desmond Bane was unstoppable from 3. He was making like 5-6 threes every game for Memphis. Now he's kind of struggling. I know he's had some type of back issue. I don't know if that's messing with his shot or what that deal is, but if Desmond Bain is not going to be what he was in the first round for the Grizzlies, they're going to have a hard time. And I don't know how many times Ja can be Superman. He's done it the first 2 games.
We've also seen Ja have nights where he don't shoot very well.
Well, when it's not good, yeah. So one of those games is coming when his shot is going to be off. So if that does happen, that's probably the game where Memphis is going to get blown out. Now, for Memphis to win, yeah, Ja has to continue to do what he's doing, but he's going to need more help too. As we talk about it with Luka. I mean, Jackson Jr. had 12 in that last game. I'm looking here. Let's see. Williams had 14 off the bench. Brooks was thrown out. So if Ja doesn't do what he did, Memphis is down 2-0. So I feel good if I'm Steve Kerr. What did you think of the foul on Gary Payton, Chris? Did you think it was dirty? Because Steve Kerr said it was dirty. So
I didn't think it was dirty. I think the reason that, and I heard some other people, even some like older players, say that they thought it was dirty and crossed the line. I think the only reason people are saying that is because of the outcome,
right.
Because Peyton got hurt. If Peyton wouldn't have hurt his arm like that, I don't think anybody would have been really. To me, it was just he was contending the bucket. And it was a hard foul.
Yeah.
By today's rules, it was probably a flagrant one at least. But to me, it was just, I mean, like you said earlier, back in the 90s and early 2000s,
yeah,
that would have been a common foul, and that was it. It wouldn't have been no flagrant or nothing.
Exactly.
I think people are looking at the outcome, and that's why they are saying it was dirty. I really don't feel like it was dirty. To me, he was competing. It was a hard foul, and unfortunately, the way Peyton landed wrong and got hurt. Yeah. I didn't think it was either. He got hit in his head. Brooks is trying to go for the ball, ends up hitting, Peyton's head. Now the only way I would have felt like it was dirty is if Brooks would have wound up like his arm all the way back and then try to come around and hit Peyton on the head. Now that's something that's kind of dirty, but that wasn't what happened here. And I get it. Steve Kerr was frustrated. One of his best players is now done for probably the rest of the playoffs. So I can get why he's, mad at that. It's getting chippy. I know the NBA sent people to talk to Golden State and Memphis about what's been going on the first 2 games. So Game 3 is going to be called tight. Everything is going to get called. So it sucks. I like the way the referees have been letting them play, but you're right. Because of the NBA worried because it's getting chippy. You touch somebody, you're going to get called for a foul.
Mm-hmm. So if I'm Steph and Ja in this next game, driving inside, you're going to get the whistle going to get blown. Whistle going to get blown. So we're going to see a lot of free throws Saturday. Not the most exciting, way to, watch basketball, but it's gonna be a very tight whistle for this next game.
Well, yeah, I agree. They're gonna, like I said, it's gonna suck because players will get in foul trouble, and it's gonna change the game a lot because of that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny, Draymond Green, when he was asked about the fine for flipping off the fans. He said, "I make $25 million, so he's got it. He's got it." So, but I get what he's saying. It's not right for Memphis fans to cheer when somebody's injured or something, but it's all part of the
That's went on for probably since sports have ever been played.
Yeah. Yes,
It's not
indeed.
right. But I didn't think Kyrie Irving should have got fined for flipping the
Yeah,
crowd
for
off.
doing what he did. Yeah,
And I don't think Draymond should have got fined.
yeah,
If the crowd could yell at the players, why can't the players react? As long as they're not hitting
yeah,
nobody, if they want to flip them off, hey, for one, that's what the crowd's trying to get.
yeah. That's
Anyway.
what they want anyway. Yeah,
The crowd, because the crowd likes to feel like they're part of it. So like, oh, I'm getting under his skin. So it's
Yeah.
not like that's causing the thing where the crowd's getting mad and he's offending a bunch of people. Is there
Right.
some people that he might offend in this day and age? Probably just because everybody gets offended by everything.
Everything. Yeah.
But to me, why fine him? I can understand if he attacked the fan or something, but just
Right. Right.
even Irving when he done it, because Irving was even trying to be a little slick about it because he got it at the back
He
of
was
his,
behind his
back
head.
of his
Yeah.
head. The first time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, and them fans, that's what they wanted. They were so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they should get fined over it myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think as long as it's just verbal and
To a certain
nobody's,
limit,
touching, then it shouldn't be a fine.
Because you let the fans do all that. I mean, if you see a fan flip one of the players off, are you gonna go throw that fan out?
They never get banned for that. The only time I've seen fans banned is if something racial has been said or if they're
Like,
the physical threat
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the fans don't get in trouble for it, why should the players? That's the way I feel about it.
That's right. That's right.
Draymond or Kyrie, they didn't hurt nobody by flipping them off.
That
And
just,
Draymond was loving it anyway. He was loving it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, he was on his way to the tunnel. He didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun, man. I love it. This is the basketball that I grew up as a kid in the 90s watching. This I love it. It's good.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. This reminds me of the playoff basketball I watched
Yeah.
growing up as a kid in the 90s. It was
Yeah.
hard hitting, the physical, getting chippy.
Mhm.
To me, it shows that I like when the players show that emotion that gets chippy. It shows you, hey, both teams are giving 100% out here. It means something to them. Where if they're just going through the motions, it's like, oh, kind of like what I thought the Sixers were doing toward the end of that game. It's like they're already defeated. They don't believe they can win. When you see both teams getting chippy like that, both teams think they have a chance to win the game, and they're both of them are willing to go to that next level to do it.
All right. All right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to baseball for a minute.
Okay.
First month of the MLB season
Mhm.
has come to a conclusion. What's your biggest takeaway so far in Major League Baseball? I would have to say the Mets. Mets being a lot better than what I thought. They actually look like they might actually be some kind of a contender this year. I'm not saying make it to a World Series, but it looks like they could be at least be in the playoffs for a change and be there. Of course, the Reds are the worst team in baseball. We've all got to see that. They just tied their worst start ever in franchise history by losing again yesterday. I think they've won one out of their last 20 games or something like that. It's hard to watch, dude. They can't even make routine plays.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough being a Reds fan. It's well, I am surprised that the Mets are in first. Yes. Brewers being in first place right now, a little surprising, but not all that surprising.
Yeah, not in that division.
Yeah, not in that division. Yeah.
I thought the Cardinals would be a little better than what they're doing, though.
Yeah. Cardinals kind of started off slow. Dodgers, they're in first place as of now, just by one game. That NL West, the Dodgers and the Padres, that can be tighter than what people think. I think that's going to be a good race between the Dodgers and the Padres. I feel bad for the Diamondbacks because they're playing their hearts out. They're 13-13 and they're still in last place. So I know they kind of talked about that on the morning show, but they're 500 and they still can't, be second or third. So, but the Dodgers, that was my pick of who I thought was going to win the World Series. So they're off to their normal good start. I wish my Royals would play better, but oh well. Still a lot of growing for the Royals to do. The talent is there, but they gotta go through the lumps.
Well, the Reds are down 6-3 already in this game, and the second inning just now ended. So they gave up 6 runs in the first 2 innings.
Oh wow! I feel bad for Reds fans. I really.
Oh man, Reds fans are going crazy too. They're petitioning for the owner to sell the team, and
Woo, it's gonna be a long. I don't know what the record is for most losses in a season. I think it's like 110 or something, but I'm
Reds might surpass that.
Yeah, they might have that record. Yeah.
I don't know what the owner and the GM thought, because you got rid of everybody.
Exactly.
And you got rid of a lot of pitching, got rid of most of your offense, and you didn't bring nobody in. I love Joey Votto, but you're relying on a guy that's almost 40 years old now. He's not the same player. He hasn't been the same hitter the last 2 seasons compared to his whole career.
All right.
So I mean, he can't be your number one. You can't depend on him in your offense to drive in runs. It's just he's not at that level anymore.
All right, that's right. Yeah, the front office just done some bad deals there for the Reds, and now we're seeing that product now, which is not very good. When you watch their highlights, so MLB, I watch the highlights on their YouTube channel, and I see all the games. And whenever I click on a Reds game, it's like, okay, they're gonna do something that's really bad, and it's gonna be funny at the same time. So you're kind of, entertained, and it's like
little pop, like that pop up. Did he make it to
that everybody? Nobody tried to catch. It's like, what are they doing?
Well, first baseman, third baseman, pitcher all went over there, just looked at each other. The ball fell, and the first thing I said was, "That looked like a little league team I used to coach out there." I mean,
exactly. Yeah, it's bad
in majors, and you see it. I mean, and that's not the only instance that's happened this year. I mean, they give the teams extra outs. That's one of their biggest problems. And if you give a team an extra out, they're usually going to score 2 or 3 runs that inning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how baseball works. If there's a walk with 2 outs or air with 2 outs, usually you're going to give up at least 1 run. Most time, multiple runs.
Yeah. I can't give a team extra outs, man.
It's hard enough to get 3 outs in an inning, let alone try to get 4 or 5.
Exactly. But the Angels are doing good so far. They're in first place.
Minnesota, the Twins are having to go off to a good start. They're 15-9. That's kind of surprised me about them. They've got off to a good start.
Yeah. I figured they would do good. I said they would win the Central. So the talent is there too with them, with the Twins. So
another team that's been disappointing to me is the Tigers. I really thought the Tigers, after the way they were playing toward the end of the season last year, and with some of the roster moves they made, I really thought they'd be competing more this year. And to get off to an 8-14 start, that kind of I wasn't seeing that. I thought they'd be a little better than that.
Yeah. They've gotten off to a slow start.
If Seattle could get any offense, they'd be tough.
Yeah. Seattle.
Mariners have good pitching, but they just struggle so much to score any runs.
Yeah. The Yankees are off to their normal good start. Toronto's only 2.5 back of them, so that'll be a good race.
And how will the Yankees hold up health wise? That's the thing that always with me. That seems like Judge or one of their big players always gets hurt. They get off to a good start, and somebody gets hurt, and they start down spinning.
Yeah, this is a critical year for Aaron Boone, because if they don't make the World Series, I
He's
know
not going to be around too much longer, I would say.
Yeah, because if the old boss was still living in there, it would have been some changes now. He would not be there as of right now, but yeah, this is critical for them. If the Yankees don't make the World Series, Aaron Boone might be out of there, which is, and I mean, he's won so many games. I mean, usually what happens, the times they have been knocked out, they're the wild card and they play the wild card game and they get knocked out by Boston or, whoever they play in the wild card. And so they've won games. They've won 95 and 105, wins and all that. It just so happens they end up being second, have to play that wild card game, and then they end up getting knocked off. So I think Aaron Boone is a really good manager. It's just,
I wish the Reds would have hired him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. If Aaron Boone was the Reds, man, they wouldn't be 3-21 right now. They'll at least be decent. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, right now the Yankees they're hitting the ball good. So I know everybody has kind of had Toronto as their favorite of getting to the World Series and/or winning. So that'll be a good race as well in the East.
All right, let's one more topic here before we get out of here for today, because I know you have to go to work today. Last day of the week, though, right?
Yeah, last day of the week.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
In the NFL, had a lot of stuff come out of the draft, and of course, now they're starting to interview people, and they talked to Ryan Tannehill, and a lot of people are hung up on what he said about Malik Willis. That he wasn't a mentor for Malik Willis, but if he learned something, if he paid attention or learned something, basically said, "Oh well," or whatever. What worried me more about, if I'm a Tennessee fan, what worried me more about that press conference was the stuff he said before that about how he had to go to therapy to get over losing last year's playoff game, and you don't. That's not stuff you want to hear from your starting quarterback that's supposed to be like the leader of your team. You don't, what I mean? You want your quarterback to be one of your strong mental guys. And if he's having that much trouble, and then they say he didn't sleep good the night after they traded A.J. Brown, and I'm thinking, hey, dude, you're a quarterback. You got to be more mentally tough than that.
More than right, yeah.
Everybody got hung up on what he said about Willis, which a lot of quarterbacks have said that.
Yeah.
Favre basically said that about Rodgers.
No.
But then look, they end up later on becoming friends. I think
friends. Yeah.
So
yeah,
Robert Griffin, RG3 told a story yesterday about Tom Brady, and I thought it was funny. He said that I think it was his rookie season. They were I can't remember if they were at a workout or it's during the off season. They were all at a workout together. What he asked Brady, he said, "Hey, you care if I kind of pigtail off you?" And wanting to learn from him. Brady told him no. Brady said no. He said, I'm not trying to be a dick, but we're going to be competing against each other.
Yeah. Yes, well, I can't tell you everything. Yeah.
So Brady, you know what I mean? So Brady, best quarterback ever, had that mentality as well.
Right,
when Garoppolo was there, you didn't see Brady and Garoppolo best buddies. So to me, what he said about Willis really isn't that big of a deal, because I think that's how most starting quarterbacks feel. I'm not going to teach this guy how to take my job.
No.
Now, when I leave, when I'm done playing, I'll help you.
Yeah, help. Yeah.
I'm not going to help you take my job. I mean, I don't understand why people expect them to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I had a veteran quarterback, if I'm the coach, I'm not going to expect him to be best friends with the guy I just drafted that's going to take his spot.
Right. exactly.
I hope they get along because you're on the same team and stuff. Yeah, but I don't expect the guy to take him under his wing and teach him everything. Yeah, the guy's going to learn from him, just be around him every day at practice. So, I mean, I don't see where the veteran has to take an extra step to try to help the young guy. To me, it's more the young guy. Hey, you pay attention to what he's doing and learn from him. That's more on the younger guy. If you want to learn from the veteran, hey, you're around him every day at practice. Watch, see what he does and learn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is not the first time, just like you said, that someone has said this. We can go back even further. Did Joe Montana teach Steve Young everything?
Yeah.
Like I don't. From what people say back in the day, Montana and Young, they were cool, but it wasn't like all that buddy. So, but it is still it's still a job. It's still a business. So of course you don't want to teach everything because you don't want that person to take your spot. But so yeah, I'm not really tripping off of what he said on about that. Now the mental stuff. Let's all be honest. Ryan Tannehill did not play good at all in that playoff game. Was the Bengals defense that good that day? If you want to say, yeah, they played good, but part of now I don't want Ryan Tannehill to take all the blame though for that loss because. If Mike Vrabel just would have kicked the extra point instead of going for 2, they would have won that football game.
Back to analytics.
Yeah, back to Oh, it says go for 2. Let's do it.
Just like we were talking about the other day.
It's like, man, this analytics is gonna keep y'all from winning big games. But so he went with the analytics, went for 2. They didn't get it, and that ended up costing the Titans there at the end. So I'll say half the blame goes on Vrabel, then half the blame goes on Tannehill. But hopefully he got the help that he needed for that. Ryan Tannehill to me has always been an average QB. He's not the best. He's not the worst. He got that big contract because of Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill should thank Derrick Henry every day. Derrick Henry, you the reason why I got paid. Because you made me look good.
He's kind of a knockoff version of Alex Smith. I don't think he's as good as Alex Smith was, but he does the same thing. You can win games with him, but you're not going to win the big games with.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do win a big game with him, it's not going to be because of him. It's going to be because of Henry or the other weapons. You're not going to win big games on his arm.
Exactly. So when it was time on that last drive for Ryan Tannehill to win his team the game, he ends up throwing the pick. So just like you said, he's not the type of quarterback that can go out and win you a big, playoff game. If you do win it, it's not because of him. It's because, the defense did something or, Derrick Henry did something. So it's been time. So this has been two straight years now. You had the loss against the Bengals, and then the year before that when they lost to Baltimore in the playoffs. 2 straight years when it was time for Ryan Tannehill to do something. It's like, okay, Ryan, it's the last drive. We're down. We need you to go out here and win it. And he couldn't do it neither time. He will be the reason why the Titans don't get to where they want to be. In the AFC, especially with all the good quarterbacks that are in that conference, you better have a quarterback that can win you games like that. And Tennessee doesn't have that. And maybe Malik Willis can turn into that.
Honestly,
But
honestly, I'm not saying this just because I'm a Colts fan. I think the Colts are going to win that division this year over Tennessee.
yeah, and that would be because Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill.
Yep.
That's the difference right there. So, Tennessee, the team itself is built good, but until you have a quarterback that's at least top 12, you're not gonna get to where you want to go. Ryan
You'll get to the
Tannehill,
playoffs, maybe win a
yeah,
playoff game.
yeah, that's it.
Other than that, you're not going to get much farther.
Yeah, it's been 3 different times now. If you want to go back even further, the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, they started off well in that first quarter, and then
they had a lead.
Yeah, they had a lead here. Yeah, and everything kind of fell. And he couldn't do nothing in that second half. So that's 3 times now where you can look and say, okay, Ryan, we need you to come on and try to win this, and he was not able to.
I didn't think it was as big a deal as a lot of people were making it about Willis because starting quarterbacks have been saying that for years. It ain't my job to mentor this guy. If he learns, but it's not.
Now the only one I ever saw really take his time now when in Alex Smith's last year here with the Chiefs, he mentored Patrick Mahomes. He really took time out to show him everything. And, that's why, they're so close now. They, still talk and everything. And he really took time out to show Pat, this is how, this is what you do in this situation and And it definitely helped. I think that got Mahomes ready for what we see now, what we've seen last 4 years. So,
now you're going to take him out after he gives up back-to-back home runs?
Cincy
down 8-3, and it's still in the 3rd inning.
Oh wow! So
I don't know. It'll be one of these games. I probably won't make it through all the game. I'll end up turning it to watch a different game.
Yeah.
It don't help if I do that though, because then I'll still check my phone to see what the score is.
To see what's going on. Yeah.
I'll leave it on, but it's just hard to watch because we didn't make the playoffs last year, but we was right there with a chance. We had a competitive team.
Yeah.
And then this year, now we're not even competitive at all. It's like, I don't know, just ownership don't want to spend the money to stay competitive. And it's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's, I get it. The Rose, we had to go through it. We had to go through it, man, for sure.
All right. I'll let you answer this question real quick before we get out of here.
Okay.
Andre, how do you all rate the Chiefs draft?
Yes, my man Andre, what's going on?
He also said the Suns are looking scary, and yes, they are.
They are. The Suns are for sure. Chiefs, we're definitely gonna get into that on Red Kingdom on Saturday. But what I think of how I rate it, very good. It's close to a 10 out of 10 as you can get. Every need that they needed to fill on defense, they were able to fill. And I think the defensive players they got are going to be difference makers in their first season. So what Brett Veach has done, last year he redid the whole offensive line, became one of the better offensive lines in football towards the end of the year. Now, if he can do the same thing with this defense, and now if you can have a top 10 defense with what Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce do on offense, you're looking at a Super Bowl champion. And so it's looking good. It's looking good. I am excited. I know the schedule, the dates and the times and stuff is comes out next Thursday. So look forward to that. See how many prime times the Chiefs have and everything. But the draft was very good. Brett Veach did an awesome job. And it's okay to let Tyrann Mathieu go. It's okay.
He says, Andre said, it looks like the Chargers are about to sign Kyle Van Noy.
Darn. Wasn't expecting that one. That's a good pickup for them. It makes it harder.
I know Greg's feelings on the Chargers. They can get all the players they want, but until they get a new head coach that knows how to use the kicker, he's not working.
Yeah. Good old Brandon Staley. We love Brandon Staley here in Kansas City. We want him to stay the coach there. But yeah, Kyle Van Noy, he's still good. He's a very good player. So he'll if they do get him, that makes their defense even stronger. So,
and they've made some good pickups defensively in the offseason already.
Yeah, they made some good pickups. Yeah, so it's going to be good games when we play the Chargers. I know the one date we do know for sure. The home opener for the Chiefs will be on Thursday night. It will be against the Chargers. So
that'd be a good way to kick off the season.
That'll be an awesome way to do it. Yes. So we get to see how good the Chargers really are on defense when they play.
Oh yeah, we'll find out right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the dates and times, so I can go ahead and see which games I'm going. Because I'll try to go to a couple of Colts games. Because I only live about 40 minutes from Indianapolis, so it's not a bad drive at all. So we try to go to at least a couple. We had season tickets years ago. Me and Dad did for back in 2000 for one season.
Oh, okay.
But it just, man, I wish we still had them, but it just got to be too expensive by the time you pay for the tickets and then try to make plans to be down there on Sundays, and you go down there, it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not.
I wish we still had them. But yeah, it was fun. That was the year that Peyton broke a bunch of records, so we got to see that. So it was cool, but it was just, man. Now I wish we would have kept them, but back then it was like I just had a kid, and I was like, I can't afford this right now. I got
Yeah, true. That's true. And I know the Chiefs, we play the Rams here next year. So depending on when that is, I know that Freddie is a Rams fan now. So you want to take the drive up, Freddie, on that game? I'll take you to the best barbecue spots here.
Oh, hell, I'm not a Rams fan, but there's barbecue involved. I might have to stop by.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Kansas City got the best barbecue. Yes, sir.
Yeah. We travel around and eat at different barbecue places. Me and Dad do. We go to barbecue festivals and stuff. That's besides sports, that's my other hobby is smoking meat.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, wait a minute. A couple more comments. Let's see what they said. Gilmore was a great pickup. Yeah, that was a great pickup for the Colts.
Yeah.
No, you're not. And he said, "Am I crazy for having JT over Derrick Henry?" No, you're not crazy because Jonathan Taylor is right up there with any. I'll put him up with any back in the league.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Henry's a beast, but
he is. He is. I mean, this is very close. I mean, you can't.
Taylor would have better numbers too if our coach wouldn't. I don't know how much Colts you watch, but man, they give the ball to Taylor like 3 straight times, and he'll gain like 20 yards on them 3 carries.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll take him out of the game, and you might not see him for the next 2 or 3 series. They'll have Naeem Hines or somebody else back there. It's like he's one of the best running backs in the NFL. Why?
Yeah, just give him
a
the
break
ball
every now and then, but you don't. You can go, sometimes you can go almost like a whole quarter without even seeing Taylor in the game.
Yeah. That I don't know if that's the analytics thing or if that's just, Frank Reich just, taking people out. But if I was coaching, he would get the ball 30, 35 times. And
oh yeah.
It's no question.
9 times out of 10, he's breaking the first tackle. 9 times out of 10, the first guy that makes contact don't tackle him. So there's not very many times that he loses yards. I mean, I don't understand it, but I guess that's why I'm not an NFL coach.
If Jonathan Taylor ever, if he ever came to the Chiefs, that's when Andy Reid will start running the ball. Oh, they're running the ball more than ever. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor is their running back. Why?
Well, I know Greg has to go because he has to get to work. But this has been the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. We will see you guys tomorrow. Should be able to start on time at 1 Eastern tomorrow because I don't have no doctor's appointments or anything going on tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll get some topics out this evening. Deontay might be on tomorrow. He probably had something with school today.
Okay.
I would say. But we'll see you guys. This has been the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. We will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe to the ASAP Sports Network. They got a lot of great talent here and a lot of good shows on. Yes. There's a show on about any time of the day.
Any time of the day.
From like 8 in the morning to midnight. You can find something on ASAP. So make sure you check them out. But we will see you guys tomorrow.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we're making a place. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Shanig, man. Fucking with ASAP Sports Network, man. Tune in, stay logged in, stay mobbed in. You dig? Yuck, man.